Today is day 3 of the art project for technology. This is where you ended up on day 2. This is the version that was like the best out of the 3 versions that you made, the 3 different ways that you filled your tracing. This one was like the best yesterday, so this is the one we're going to work with for the final project. You should do the same. You should work with all 3 of your pictures, decide which one you like the best when you're done, and that one you will use as your final. So using this one, now the next things that I need to put on here will be a picture of the artist, his name, my quote, the quote that he made, and possibly a few other things. But we're going to start with a picture of the artist, and I'm going to go to your folder to make sure you're in your art folder and find the pictures of the artist. And there's one, there's one. Try to find one that you think will look good on your picture, that will fit nicely with it. And I'm going to choose this one just because he kind of looks like he might be going out for a ride on the horse. And this is a picture of a horse. So I'm going to pull it onto my page. Now, if I pull it over onto my tracing, notice how the line on the tracing turns blue. Do not drop your picture there. It'll end up filling your tracing. So make sure you drop the picture somewhere on the background. And there it is. So now I'm going to click on my page and it brings it to the front. This is kind of a large picture. Don't know if I want to keep it that large. I can always change it. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller right now and scoot it, kind of like it right there. And then the next thing is then to add his name. To do that, I have to do a text box. Text box will always go to the middle of your page. Click away from it, click back on it, and I'm going to put his name down here underneath his picture. Now the font is really small in this text box. I want a bigger letters so that it shows up better. You can change the size of your font, you can change the color, and you can actually change the font. I'm going to go with 48. That's a pretty good size. And then find a font that I like, and again try to find something that goes well with your picture, that somehow fits the same mood of your picture. And I kind of like this hobo. It's curvy. I like that, and I think that'll go well with the picture. I'm going to type his name. Okay, I need to change the size of my text box if I want his name to all be on one line. Go. And notice how close that is to the edge of the page. I'm going to scoot it over just a little bit, and I'm going to change the size just a little bit more. I'm going to go up to the top. The next size down is 36. That's kind of too small. So between 36 and 48, I'm going to make a size all of my own. Double click or highlight the number 36, and I'm going to type in 44. And then if I click on my words, yeah, that's a little bit bigger. I like that better. I'm going to resize the text box so it's exactly the size of the letters, and then move the letters more where I want them. I like that. I can change the color of the letters if I want. I have to open up the inspector bar, make sure the text box is clicked, and then here's the black color. If I click on that, then the crayon box comes up, and I could choose some other colors. A blue might look nice. Not bad, but see, it's really a little bit hard to see it on that part of the picture. What I could do, if I click on the circle, I can darken the letters a little bit. It's not really making. There we go. Highlight it and then darken it a little. That makes it a little bit darker. Not bad. I still don't really like it. Try a little bit more. Not bad. It's a little hard to see his name there. I guess I could raise it up. That looks pretty good. A little bit hard to see. That's the only thing. I actually think I like black the best, so I'm going to go back and just leave his name black. Okay. Still, it doesn't show up real good. I might have to end up finding a better place to put it later. But for now, I'm going to put his picture and his name right there at the bottom. Okay, the next thing that you're going to add will be the quote. So you're going to need a text box again. Again, click away from it, click on it, and the quote's going to take up, depending on the size of your quote, might take up quite a bit of space. So I'm going to make my text box quite a bit bigger. Go ahead and make my lettering a little bit larger. maybe 18, that's not bad. And then I'm going to type my quote. And when I type the quote, make sure that I use correct punctuation and capitalization. So I use the quotation marks and then capital letters. Now, this is a little bit hard to see. Let me scroll this down because I think I've spelled the word wrong here. C-O, yeah. That's what the red line means. C-E-P-T-I. When you spell a word wrong, it's going to have a red line underneath it. Now, sometimes that will happen even if you spell the word correctly, like in a person's name. If you should always double check to make sure that you've spelled it correctly, and if you have, then just ignore the red line. Okay, so now I'm highlighting it. This is a pretty big quote. I'm going to highlight it, and I think I want it even a little bit bigger. Okay, that's better. And then try to find a way, oops, got that wrong too, and read over it to make sure that you've got it exactly right, and then find a place to put it. Put it right there, and I'm going to resize my text box. There, so now my quote is right here on the body of the horse. Keep resizing it a little bit. There, kind of like that. Okay, kind of like where that's at. That's not too bad. And then see if there's another color or a different kind of text that I should put that in. Now, I could go with the same text I had before, which is not bad. And you want to make sure that it's easy to read. Whatever font that you choose, you need to make sure that it is still easy to read. And I don't know that that is very easy to read. So let me find a different font. You want it maybe a little bit, like this is going to be a little bit hard to see, so I want it kind of a thick font, not too tiny. That one is not too bad. I don't know what could change the color of it. That really doesn't show up good. I think you're just going to have to do a lot of kind of playing with it to see what works and what doesn't. Actually, and that kind of surprises me. I didn't know that the blue would look good on there. I'm going to go to my color circle and I'm going to make it just a little bit darker. And actually, I think I kind of like that. Not too hard to see. I think that'll work. I'm going to move it around just a little bit on there, make the text box fit. And then I have the main items for the this is basically a poster about Franz Marc, and so I have his picture, I have his name, and I have his quote, and that is what you need to get done at the end of day 3.